in health that we see for the years ahead.
A few other matters before we conclude. You refused yesterday to rule out doing a deal with Michael Lowry in terms of his support for you as Taoiseach or for a future government you'd lead. Why?
You could ask me the same question about anybody else. I've made the point that the proposition here is one for the people to answer. Who can keep our recovery going? Now, the fact of the matter is that the choice is there for people. There are choices in this election, and the choice is to keep going forward to achieve a strong economy, investing in all of these areas, or not. And my proposal to the people is that the Fine Gael and Labour Party over the last 5 years
But you said I could ask you that question about anyone else, but there isn't anyone else in Dáil Éireann at the moment, or potentially the next time around, whose behaviour has been described as disgraceful and insidious by an official tribunal, whom you yourself, to the best of my recollection, you know, criticised his behaviour fairly heavily in the Dáil in a speech on the Moriarty Tribunal report, where you promised all kinds of things in terms of new politics.
I'm not going to speculate on the outcome of a general election that hasn't even been called yet. My proposition is that when the people consider where we are in this country, the circumstances that apply, and the requirement to have a strong economy to deal with all of these requirements, all of these issues, that the people will see the value of returning Fine Gael and Labour. That's the proposition, and that's the plan that I will sell, and the choice that they have to make during the course of the forthcoming general election.
How easy is it going to be, though, when you've got
happened? Rule out Michael Lowry as somebody to support a government.
Well, first of all, let me confirm to you quite clearly and categorically, there are no discussions, no connections, no contact with any independent from the Fine Gael party. I don't envisage having to do business with any independent.
Okay.
Because the proposition I'm putting forward to the people is that they have the choice.
But just on the specific point, you've ruled out Fianna Fáil, you've ruled out Sinn Féin, so you are in the business of ruling people out. Why not just add Michael Lowry to that list?
My proposition is to say to you that I want the people to make a choice, to give their verdict, to decide if they want this recovery kept moving forward, if they want the impact of that developed into appointments
with
and
respect,
services.
Taoiseach, now we've covered that in the first half of this interview, but on the specific question about Deputy Michael Lowry, would you rule out him supporting your government? I
have no intention and no connections, and I don't envisage having to do business with any independent after the election.
But that's a prediction. Would you not just take him off the pitch, given that you said in the Dáil in March 2011 in response, the tribunal finds serially against Deputy Michael Lowry. You use adjectives like arrogance, unseemliness, danger of the public reaction, and a quote, "I cannot imagine a mandate from the Irish people or true democrats anywhere that would involve an order or desire or permission for the behaviour outlined in that report." Now that surely puts Michael Lowry beyond the pale for your government.
Let me bring you back to what I said to you here. First of all, I confirm categorically there is no connection.
With respect, Taoiseach, that's not the question. I asked you, would you rely on the support of Michael Lowry?
I don't envisage having to do business with any independent member of the Dáil, who the people elect is their business. My proposition is for the re-election of the Fine Gael Labour government. This recovery is very fragile. Now is not the time to mess around with it. Now is not the time to disrupt the progress that the people can clearly see.
Can you give a yes or no answer? Is Michael Lowry a potential person to support the government? You don't envisage it, but if the numbers came down to it, could you rule him out?
I have no intention of having to do business with any independent. I hope that that's clear.
It's not with respect, Taoiseach, as to whether or not you're going to do business with Michael Lowry after the next election. You don't want to do business with any independent, but you're not going to rule out Michael Lowry.
I have no intention of dealing with speculation about the outcome of the election. I don't intend to have to do business with any independent. I hope that that's clear.
Our party leaders series